Greetings and welcome to another channel update video. I'm actually sort of thinking of making this a regular thing, just to, give you guys a heads up on what's going on with the channel and what our current priorities are and everything. And, this basically gives you guys a sort of glimpse to behind the scenes and, what I'm sort of thinking. I mean, I know in the past I've just sort of released videos at random and this way I at least give you guys a bit of a heads up on what's actually happening with the channel. And this actually gives me an opportunity to do something I've always wanted to do, which is channel shoutouts for other Elder Scrolls channels that deserve some attention. I've been actually wanting to do that for ages now, but I couldn't come up with a good format to do it in. And so channel news and update videos provide a good opportunity for that. But anyway, this is actually going to be a fairly long video because we do have a ton of stuff to talk about. There's a lot going on with the channel and a lot of stuff coming in the future. So I wanted to discuss a few things and get you guys' opinion on where the channel should be heading, and naturally you'll find a menu here that you can use to skip ahead to a particular segment if you so desire. I mean, I know not everyone enjoys listening to my voice ramble on and on and on for 20 minutes or so. So, a few of the topics that I wanted to cover today include a planned change to the Let's Mod Morrowind video format, a review of the videos released in March, a preview of our planned videos for April, and our channel's goals moving forward, as well as an in-depth explanation of the Patreon rewards and the pilot program, new computer equipment, and also a sneak peek at one of our pilot episodes, which should be available for everyone to watch sometime next week, probably on Saturday or Sunday. Like I said, a lot of stuff to talk about, so let me just start out by sincerely thanking everyone who donated on Patreon. I was really surprised to see us hit our first goal within a matter of hours of announcing our Patreon account, and it's a huge relief not to have to worry about the channel losing money anymore. Our priority for Patreon donations is now solely focused on equipment, and, well, we'll talk about that a bit more later on in this video. First, I wanted to discuss our Let's Mod Morrowind series, since I know a lot of you really enjoy the concept of that video format, and I'd like to make it so we can get more Let's Mod Morrowind episodes out there faster, instead of taking, an entire year to get the third episode out like what happened last time. I mean, that was a bit ridiculous. So the problem, as I see it, is that each episode of Let's Mod Morrowind is currently just, too long. I mean, the last episode was over 3 hours long, and even the more dedicated subscribers out there are going to have a hard time paying attention to some crazy guy who sounds like a loon moving rocks around in an editor for hours on end. Plus, it takes a really long time to process and upload videos of that size. I mean, it took an entire 24 hours to upload that video due to my satellite internet connection. Now, I know the focus has always been to start and finish an area all in the span of a single video, but I think moving forward, I'm going to make Let's Mod Morrowind videos a lot shorter, like say 40 to 45 minutes each, and just sort of divide out the creation of say a dungeon interior over several episodes. Kind of like how Let's Players do their Let's Plays. They record a ton of stuff all at once, and then gradually release all of that recorded footage in smaller video increments, and I think that's a strategy that could work for Let's Mod Morrowind and help us get at least one new video out for that series each month. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Ultimately, whatever you all prefer is what we'll go with. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the results of our first major stress test week. And you're probably wondering, what's that? Well, remember back in early March and late February when the channel was releasing a video a day? That was part of a personal stress test for me to try and find my limits for how much content I could handle producing. And we did actually end up with a new video released every day for 9 days straight, which is a personal record. And, however, it kind of seems like the 7 videos a week, a video a day format is, well, extremely stressful, I know, shocking, right? And I'm thinking, going into the future, the goal we're going to try and aim for is 5 videos a week, with 2 days of rest and or video preparation. That gives me a little more time to polish things before getting released, and also gives me some time to work on some of the larger videos, which are, harder to do when you have a video a day format. And it also opens up our schedule for a fair number of new video series that we could look into doing. Again, though, feedback on this planned release schedule is more than welcome, and I'm also interested in hearing any suggestions you guys might have for potential new video series that you'd really like to see on the channel at some point. Now this kind of leads me into our next segment, a review of the channel's progress in March. Now, March wasn't exactly our most productive month, but it wasn't one of our slowest either. I mean, we had 11 new videos released on the channel during the course of the month, including 3 episodes of Morrowind Modding Showcases, 3 episodes of Oblivion House Mod Hunters, and 2 episodes of Morrowind Modding Trailers, not to mention our 3rd episode of Let's Mod Morrowind, and so that's not really a bad result, but still, we're only about halfway towards the 5 videos a week format. And a lot of the video delays we saw towards the middle of the month were caused by my unexpected disappearance to go do volunteer work for 4 days straight. That wasn't originally in my schedule, it was a sort of impulse thing, but it threw the video schedule way off because I was volunteering through a weekend, the time I normally spend a lot of time working on new videos. But still, even with 4 days missing, we managed to get out 11 videos out for the month, which isn't too shabby, and is certainly a big improvement over January, where we saw only 5 videos get released. Going into April, I'm going to try and hit the 20 videos mark for the month, which is about 5 videos a week, but there's no promises, of course. We've never managed to release that many videos in a single month, so it'll be interesting to see if we can't, make it this time around. As for what kind of videos we'll be producing in April, my goal is to get 3 more episodes of Morrowind Modding Showcases released, including episodes 48, 49, and 50, as well as at least 1 special showcase episode covering the Symphony by Hedgehog 12, which is a massive graphical overhaul mod for Morrowind. In addition, Oblivion Modding Showcases episode 3 should be finished by around April 10th through 11th. The mod list is already finalized, we just kinda need to finish up recording on that front. I'm also looking to release 4 more episodes of Oblivion House Mod Hunters, and I know that series isn't particularly popular or anything, but it's a fun series to do, and compared to every other video series on the channel, it's actually the easiest one to produce, so there's really no reason not to do it. Plus it gives some attention to the Oblivion modding community, and they really do need the videos over there. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of showcases or anything. I'm also planning to have a few more interviews released this month. I'm hoping to get 1 Oblivion modding interview done, and 2 Morrowind modding interviews with any luck, specifically with John Babb, aka Boza, the composer behind Morrowind Music Overdose, and Dagger Thrim, the author behind Sobatur Facility and numerous other Dwemer-based mods. I'm also hopeful of getting interviews and someone from the Tamriel Built team, and someone from Project Tamriel, probably the Skyrim Home of the Nords team, to talk about their current progress and release schedule. And speaking of Skyrim Home of the Nords, you should expect a new trailer out later this month, showcasing some more of the lands from the Reach. And that actually should be around tomorrow, I think, or Monday, one or the other. And we'll also get another Tamriel Built trailer out there at some point, and as for other videos on the channel, we're going to have episode 4 of Let's Mod Morrowind towards the end of the month, focusing on landmass creation, since someone requested that, and we'll also have a progress update video on Modtown 2015. There's been a lot of new progress made since we last showed off Modtown 2015, so I'm really excited to give you guys a tour of some of the new features you can expect to find. And we'll also have the first 3 pilot episodes released in about a week for the general public, one of which, again, we have a sneak peek of at the end of this video. So if you'd like to check that out, just go right on ahead and skip to that part. And, oh right, one other thing, we should have a new video covering the top 10 Oblivion mods of 2015 out sometime in April as well. You know, I'm not exactly familiar with the Oblivion modding community, but I've been researching mods released in 2015 over the course of the past few months, and I think I'm finally close enough to compose a top 10 list. Naturally, this list will not include fan service mods. I've never really cared for fan service mods personally, partly because I'm, from the Morrowind modding community where such mods are extremely rare, and, partly because I'd just rather cover mods that most people can enjoy. I mean, fan service mods are obviously a bit polarizing, not everyone is going to like them. So, no fan service mods, sorry, there's nothing wrong if you enjoy that sort of thing, but it's just not the sort of content I want on the channel. I mean, there's already a ton of YouTube channels dedicated to fan service mods, and we're not going to be one of them. Anyway, just taking a quick break from our channel news, I did want to feature another YouTube channel that's become active recently, Morrowind Mod Reviews. Now, originally, Morrowind Mod Reviews ran for about 4 episodes in 2012, at about the same time as, the original Morrowind Mod Showcases. But it went on hiatus, well, soon after, and, well, the guy who makes Morrowind mod reviews actually came back the other month, and he's made several new episodes covering a variety of small mods, and these are a bit different in terms of format than our Morrowind modding showcases. These are shorter videos that cover just 1 or 2 mods in a video, and I don't think there's been any overlap in terms of mods covered, so you might see 1 or 2 new mods over there, and, you know, I just want to give him a little extra promotion, since we could always use a second Morrowind mod channel, and there's more than enough mods, really, for several channels to cover, so if you have the time, or just want some more Morrowind videos to watch, go look him up on YouTube, or, you know, just click the annotation here to go to his channel. Alright, so with that out of the way, the next thing I want to discuss is Patreon rewards, because I don't know if I really explained it well enough in our last channel update video. So our Patreon reward system is called the Pilot Program, and the premise is that each month Patreon subscribers get exclusive access to 3 new pilot videos for potential new series for about a week. All these videos get made available to the general public about 6 to 7 days after the Patreon subscribers get them. And that's not even the real perk of the Patreon rewards. Now, the Patreon subscribers get to decide which, if any, of the pilot episodes become a permanent, regularly featured video series. They get to vote for about a week before the videos are made public to everyone, and they get to choose up to 2 pilot episodes to approve and make into a full-scale series. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like an awful lot of work with a ton of new series to start showcasing on the channel, but don't worry. Most of these pilots will be for monthly video series, so it's not like we're adding a whole new video every week or anything like that. You guys can also make suggestions for potential video series that you'd like to see, and anyone can make a suggestion, Patreon subscriber or no, and I'll try and make a pilot episode based on that premise, and so we can have a bit more variety in terms of content on the channel. So basically, Patreon subscribers just get a say in what content gets produced on the channel, which really is, you know, only fair if you're going to get financially invested in the channel. And of course, you know, you can become a Patreon subscriber for as little as $1 a month. So it's not like there's some high barrier entry here. And speaking of, for Patreon subscribers, you should start seeing the first 3 Patreon pilot videos sometime tomorrow, you know, depending on upload speed. I'm on a satellite internet connection after all, so it sometimes takes me a little while to get videos uploaded, but point is, you should get access to the first 3 new videos and the link to the voting poll sometime late Sunday or early Monday, and that should pop up in your Patreon feed or notifications tab, or well, whatever Patreon uses. I'm not actually sure how Patreon notifies people, that sort of thing, so hopefully you all see it. Anyway, now that we've covered Patreon rewards, I actually want to discuss something else that's sort of related to Patreon. As you guys already know, we hit our initial goal right away, which means the channel is now fully funded and is no longer losing money each month. I really can't thank you all enough for that boost. It was a huge release not to have to worry about the cost of the channel anymore. So now that the focus is on getting new equipment to improve frame rates. And I actually kind of need some suggestions here. As all of you probably know, the Morrowind game engine runs on a single core, which is a large part of why it has so many performance issues. I'm sort of looking into computer parts that might help improve performance, but I'm painfully aware that even today, people who build new computers sometimes run into the same frame rate issues I have on a 6-year-old PC. So obviously getting new equipment isn't necessarily better. I need to get the right parts to ensure a high and stable frame rate for recording Morrowind. And so I was wondering if you guys could, you know, suggest any computer specs that you might have. You know, if you're able to run Morrowind at about 60 FPS in a 1680x1050 resolution using MGSO or any of the other major graphics overhauls, I would love to know what kind of computer specs you have so I can try and figure out what parts I need to buy to upgrade my computer, or, you know, build a new computer if it comes to that, to get an improved FPS with Morrowind and hopefully improve the quality of my videos, since I know everyone hates the low FPS that I get in my videos, and, you know, I hate it the most of probably everyone, because it means I often have to sacrifice fascinating looking areas in mods that just have a low FPS, because I can't get a stable frame rate enough there for a video. I mean, like, there's parts of Akamora in Tamari built that I would love to video record, but I just can't because the FPS there is like 5. Coincidentally, Oblivion runs into the same problem, since it was also designed to use a single core, which is, really silly. I don't know what Bethesda was thinking. It's not like they didn't know that this was coming. Even before Morrowind came out, the Pentium 4 and Pentium D processors used hyperthreading technology to essentially duplicate a dual-core system, and by the time Oblivion came out, dual-core computers were the norm. I don't understand why they didn't, create Oblivion with dual-core processors in mind. But, I'm getting off on a rant here. I believe I promised you guys a sneak peek at one of our potential new video series. So here it is, this new video series, which is part of our Patreon pilot program, and something I'm really excited about, is called the Modders Challenge. Here's the premise. Each month, you guys get to issue a challenge at me to make a mod within the course of a mere 4 weeks. And I'll be video recording part of the mod making process, sort of outlining my thoughts about the challenge and various design decisions. And you can make the challenge as detailed as you want, like a new questline of wizards living secretly beneath Red Mountain, or a new dungeon in the middle of Balmora, basically whatever you want, so long as it's a content mod, that is to say, a dungeon, house, town, quest, or landmass mod that fits within the sort of modder challenge parameters. Basically, a challenge mod can only have a maximum of 5 interiors, including dungeons, and 5 quests, otherwise it's, simply too ambitious to actually complete in a single month. And of course the risk here, as with any challenge, is that there's actually a failure state. Regardless of how much of the mod I finish, I have to release it at the end of the month. If a mod's unfinished, I'll probably, try and update it later, but you guys can still learn a little bit from an unfinished mod that includes a video component, and I'll also be releasing any and all quest and programming documents along with each mod. Now, this is a bit different from the Let's Mod Morrowind series because these will largely be shorter videos that focus on the design decisions and thought process behind trying to meet the requirements of the challenge instead of trying to teach you guys how to use the editor. Now, how does a challenge get selected? Well, you guys will be able to issue a mod challenge within the first 48 hours of a new mod challenge video appearing on the channel. And after all challenges are submitted, I'll take those challenges and make a quick straw poll where you guys will have 5 days to vote on your favorite challenge, and the winning challenge gets picked, and I'll start making and recording the creation of a mod based on that premise. Keeping in mind that we only have a month to finish the mod, and a failure state is a very real possibility if the mod is, simply too big of a challenge. Now, I kind of got this idea from Melkor when he did his 800th Tumblr follower celebration, where 3 people were picked at random to submit mod ideas to become real mods, and, I really liked that idea, and I thought it would make a great video series, and it's also just really exciting because I haven't released a single mod in 6 years, so this basically forces me to release more mods to the public. I mean, 6 years is a really long time not to release a mod. And it's actually the longest period of time I've ever gone without releasing a mod. In fact, up until 2010, I released a mod every year from 2003 to 2010, which is, pretty crazy if you think about it. And, looking back, a lot of my best mods, like the Haunted Tavern of the West Gash, A Hermit's Request, and Of Justice and Innocence, were actually largely built over the course of a single month. So I know it's possible to create amazing mods in that short of a time frame with the right motivation and a good idea or challenge to work from. And speaking of, you may have noticed the video footage in the background by now. This is actually footage from the first episode of the Modders Challenge, which our Patreon subscribers will get access to the full episode tomorrow or Monday, and the rest of you will find in your subscriber inbox next Saturday or Sunday. Since this is the first episode, I basically made a challenge for myself, and I'm not going to spoil the surprise with what the mod is exactly, but needless to say, you guys will be able to play this mod in full next weekend, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It includes 4 quests and 3 dungeons, along with 2 other interiors, some of which you can see here in the background, as well as over 12,000 words of creative writing. And with any luck, this will only be the first mod in a new series that you guys get to dictate. And I'm really excited to see what ideas you all come up with, and certainly what challenges get produced, and what we'll actually be able to accomplish in just the span of a month, especially with, real life and video production of other videos going on at the same time. It's going to be really fascinating to see what we can actually accomplish and produce with this Modders Challenge series. Of course, this series will need to be approved by our Patreon subscribers first, but, I'm pretty sure they will, since they can select up to 2 pilot episodes to approve, And to be honest, the third pilot episode is a little iffy. It's an idea I've had for a long time, but I'm not really sure of how the production came out. I've definitely spent the majority of work on the Modest Challenge here, because this is a series that I just really want to do. But, that's something for the future, and regardless of what happens, next weekend will be pretty exciting with a new mod and a new Modest Challenge episode being released at the same time. And that about wraps up everything I wanted to cover in this channel update video. Again, I apologize for the sheer length of this new segment, and I do want to keep you guys up to date in the future, so I'm thinking we'll do a sort of monthly channel news review video where we can cover everything that happened in the past month, what's coming up, and feature additional Morrowind related channels for you guys to check out. But I don't know, just let me know if that's something you guys would like to see. Anyway, that's about it for now. Episode 48 of Morrowind Modern Showcases will be out in the next few days, and we'll have a Skyrim Home of the Norns trailer released sometime tomorrow or Monday. So, thanks for watching, and, just thanks so much for your support. It really means a lot, and hopefully we'll be continuing to expand and grow the channel for many years to come, with any luck, and go into a ton of new content like the Modest Challenge and other potential video series that you guys might suggest. I'm really looking forward to what happens next, and I'll see you all next time.